Cheers and welcome to episode 3. This lovely little mug was given to me by my friend Pammy, and I just want to say shout out Pammy, love you, you're awesome. It says for Fox's sake. Okay, she knows me. Today, episode 3, we're going to talk about something very close to my heart. Hope you enjoy it. Haunted paintings. Everybody has those things they've seen. I'm not talking about paintings of scary things like you'd buy at the dollar store or those holographic things. I'm talking about paintings that seem normal but have a legend, because our stories make us who we are. So I will give you my top 5. I will list everything in the description below so you can look at it yourself and kind of check these out if you want to. Honestly, when I get done with this video, I'm shredding these. I don't want them in my house. So I'll do my top 5 haunted paintings, and then as part 2 rolls around, we'll retrace that legend trope, pick it up, and I'll give you an original poem about haunted paintings called Found Art. So I hope you like it. Let's count down from number 5. So this painting, and I love it. I love the title. The hands resist him. That's just ominous. That's unpleasant. In the painting, we have a boy in cowboy boots, and his face is all one big look of consternation. Behind him is a life-size creepy doll. She has jointed legs and jointed arms, and I think she's missing an eyeball. I do not have any artist information on this painting. It was said to have appeared on eBay around 2000, and it's also referred to as the haunted painting from eBay, or the eBay haunted painting. It has been sold and resold a lot because when people are uncomfortable or they get around it for a while, it is said that the characters in the painting come out at night. They leave the painting, run around your house. And I don't let little things run around my house at night, okay? Maybe my dog, that's it. That's it. So it's bad enough the boy would come out, but the doll, yeah, don't like it. So that is number 5 of my favorite haunted paintings. The next one I really like. It reminds me of Night Gallery. I don't know if any of you know or are familiar with the Rod Serling series from the 60s and 70s, Night Gallery, follow-up to Twilight Zone. Ran for a long time, and I watched every episode, even the repetitive ones. And I think Bill Bixby was in a lot of them, and I want to just bless Bill Bixby for making my childhood sufficiently spooky. You know, good God. He wasn't just the Incredible Hulk. He really was awesome. But this one is called The Rain Woman. It's by a Russian artist named Svetlana Telets. She claims as she was making this painting, she felt her hand guided, and she finished the painting in 5 hours. Normally, she said, it takes her 2 to 3 days, and this was done in 5 hours. It has been said that anybody who's around this painting for a while feels unexplainable sadness, sadness without cause, insomnia, fear, and depression that drives them to injure themselves. So it's very monochromatic, but to me it's really Night Gallery. And it reminds me of like Modigliani, how he does those oval-faced women. So it's got a little bit of classic touch to it. I like it. None of her art seems to be listed in haunted paintings, but this one she said was special. So we'll go with that. Ooh, number 3. So number 3, this popped up on my screen during research, and I was like, oh, we got to include that guy. So I have no information on the artist. It is said that the artist used his own blood, mixed it in with the pigments, and when the painting was completed, he took his own life. So I do not have the artist's name. That's legend, so we can't prove it. It's called The Anguished Man, and it's very colorful. Again, it has like a Night Gallery feel to it for me. We don't know who the artist was, but we do know that it came into the possession of somebody named Sean Robinson, and he inherited it from his grandmother when she passed. The grandmother kept this in her attic locked up facing the wall because she said it was evil. And Sean didn't know that, so he took it out and hung it on his wall. And he noticed that mishaps or accidents befell people who saw this painting in his house or looked at it for a while. Because there's a lot to look at here. I mean, he's not happy, right? I don't know why people keep these things. I wouldn't even have this in my attic. You know, bye. Sorry, Sean. So it said that Sean did lock it up again, so it's not causing any more mishaps. My number 4. Ooh, oh, sorry, number 2. We're going backwards. So my second favorite haunted painting of all time is by our friend Edvard Munch, Scream Boy. You know him. You know who I mean? We make fun of that painting all the time. It's really a good painting, though. This is another piece of his work called The Dead Mother. Good title, huh? The Scream and the Dead Mom. Nice. I think Edvard had it rough. And I kind of have proof of that through his artwork and through the story behind this painting. This story was that Edvard, when he was 5, lost his mother to tuberculosis. So he experienced the loss of a parent very young and wanted to express that through his art. However, the person in the painting is a girl. She's a little girl holding her hands over her ears as if she doesn't want to hear a scream. And the mother behind her has shuffled loose the mortar coil. She has passed from tuberculosis, and she's very pale. The legend, though, is that the little girl's eyes follow you wherever you go in the room. So she's looking at you as if you need to do something about what's going on with her. And then, on top of that, it said when it's very quiet, you can hear the mother's sheets rustle. Thanks, Edvard. I'm glad you had an outlet. I'm glad you had a painting outlet, because that's horrible. I don't want to hear somebody's sheets rustle from a painting. No. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 1, haunted paintings. This one is not listed on any haunted painting site. I'm including it because to me, and we know that art is personal, to me, this painting has had a lasting effect on me, just seeing it. And I saw it about 30 years ago, so really haunting, right? It's hanging in the Louvre, right around the corner from Mona Lisa, in the Denon wing, so you can look at Louvre art and find it. It's called the Raft of the Medusa, and I'm going to show you the painting. There's a lot going on in it. You can always Google it and look closer at the details if you want to, but I'm going to show you what this is. So it's obviously the raft post-shipwreck. It was painted by an artist named Theodore Gericault, a French artist, and this is the story, and this is why it's haunting to me. This entire image, and it's a huge image, it's 16 feet by 24 feet. Mona Lisa's tiny. It's like the size of that guy on my wall back there, the giant by N.C. Wyeth, one of my favorites. But this guy basically chronicled a real-time event. So let me tell you what happened. I'm going to put the painting down, and you can always Google it. I'll list everything in the description. And so there was a ship named the Medusa, under the control of Napoleon, sailing from France to West Africa. Their mission was to claim the land that the British had surrendered to Napoleon in West Africa, like Mauritania, around there. And he gave control of the ship and captainship to one of his buddies. This guy, the buddy, was an old guy, had not been on a ship in 20 years, and only as a passenger. So he was completely incompetent and was in charge of the lives of around 300 men. Through his incompetence, he effectively ended up losing all but 15 of those people. So they were getting close to Mauritania, and they were dragging. And because they were dragging, he thought, well, we'll just cut the lifeboats. We don't need those. They're dragging us down, right? And there were plenty of lifeboats. All those men could have lived. So he cuts the lifeboats, and about 50 miles in, they run aground. So they're 50 miles away from anywhere, from the land, and they can't move. So about 147 of those men that's all, fit on that little raft, fit on the little raft of the Medusa. And 5 of them hit the water, died right away. After 13 days afloat, they were found, and only 15 of them survived. I saw this painting a while ago, like decades ago, and it is such a detailed account of human incompetence and carelessness that it is haunting to me. It's a visceral emotion that stays with me when I think of this. Even I don't have to see it, I can think of this painting. And the artist, Gericault, actually interviewed the survivors. So this happened in 1816. The painting was completed in 1819. So it's like real time. He interviewed everyone that survived and nailed those details in that painting. And you're just like, wow. It's chilling. So to me, that is my favorite #1 haunted painting. So now, let's pick it back up. Let's revisit that trope. And I'm going to give you a little piece of my poetry called Found Art, which I will also leave in the description. Found art. A fleeting mix of idea and color and imagination. Too true to be believed. I may have walked past it 100 times. Images captured by the mind's eye, moving in outer circles, barely concentric to my life. I was afraid to look at it because it might just tell the story of my childhood, list the reasons for my darkness. It was abstract, the vein and bone and brain of a human being, magnified and precise. The pixilated cells seemed to move. I was afraid to look at it, and when I did, I could not look away. Stared until the cones of my eyes ached. My brain bled and black words dripped heavy from my pen. Noise all around stopped because it whispered my name. Like a familiar. Like a river, like a lover, like a devil in the desert. Like the west wind. Like a lover. Like home. It moved, reached out, and I could not help running my hands over the curve, over Fibonacci spirals, over sinew and scar and sweetness and painless light. A living map, breathing mirror of all I fear, and worse yet, all I hope. Split in the exact center between the brain hemispheres, deep down in the heart of a fissure of dark, tranquil quiet that knew my name and called to me quite clearly. I could not close my eyes or fill my lungs, although my mouth hung open, waiting for that kiss, waiting for the wet, dark secret to enfold me, to fill me up with beautiful words. It knew my name, already adept at shredding my fear and hope and ripping expectation to oblivion. I moved away slowly, unwrapping myself from pleasure, unsticking skin from skin, untwining myself from this masterpiece. I am still shaken, swept up, aching, still aware that it knows my name, still needing a baptismal to wash away that burning swirl of fingerprint and tongue.